What's up, guys? Welcome to another video in our CSS course. Today we're going to talk about CSS selectors and how you can use different CSS selectors to grab onto HTML elements and style a web page. So there's many different ways to select elements. I'm going to cover the most common ones that you're going to use. These are just some examples on the W3 Schools website. So we have you can use a selector called a class, which is a dot and then the name of the class on your element. You can use an ID, which is the hashtag symbol, and then the name of the ID. You can use what's called pseudo selectors that have like a colon. And then you can use stuff like first child, which means the first element. So if you have like multiple paragraphs on the page, you could select the very first one in style by hitting P:first child. And that stuff like that isn't that common, at least not in my style of coding. The most common way you're going to select stuff is by using classes and IDs, and then occasionally some pseudo selectors, and a couple other ways. I'll show you every practical way that you're ever going to use. I'll show you right here. I'll put it to you that way. So I'm going to go into my course files for the CSS course, and all of this code will be available to you to download if you'd like to download it from GitHub. I'll put that link in the description. So I'm going to go below our first lesson, which we had in a folder, and I'm going to name this 2-css-selectors.html. And I'm going to get my boilerplate HTML code by hitting Shift!Tab. I'm in Visual Studio Code, so I encourage you to follow along in your own text editor, and most preferably Visual Studio Code, so you can do all the same stuff I'm doing. And then I'm going to name my document CSS Selectors. And then I'm going to launch this document so we can watch it update in real time. Now in our first lesson, I'm just going to show you, I showed you all the different ways of how to select, of how to add CSS to your pages. And I showed you the style tags, inline styles, and then the most common way, which is actually linking out to a CSS style page separately. And that's the way that you're going to want to do it. For the sake of learning, and for this video, and for most of the videos in this course, I'm just going to do a lot of the selecting and style tags so that you can keep all of the code in one little file, and we don't have to have a bunch of folders, okay? So I'm going to go in the head of my document. And again, we launched this document. It's right here, CSS selector. So this is going to update in real time. I'm using live server extension with Visual Studio Code. I'm going to put some style tags here in my HTML page. And I'm just going to write all my styles and selectors there, okay? So let's do an H1. And I'm going to put it in my H1, I'll just put all about CSS selectors. And then I'll put a paragraph. And I'll just put some lorem ipsum placeholder text. I'll put lorem 50 here, 50 placeholder words. And then I'll go ahead and copy that and paste another heading with some lorem ipsum text. I'm going to make this heading an H2 because we're only supposed to have one H1 per page, one of those HTML rules. If you're not familiar with HTML and that kind of rules like that, go ahead and watch my free HTML course that I also have uploaded on the channel. So we got two things here. We'll change the heading. I'll just put another heading here. This is just demo code, guys. It's nothing special. I'm just going to show you how to select different stuff here. So the first way that I'll show you how you can select stuff to style it with CSS, how to select an element, is just by using the tag. So I'm going to go in between my style tags, and I'm going to select the H1 by just literally hitting H1. And what that does is it selects your element by the tag, and it would, if we had multiple H1s on this page, it would select all H1s and give them the same styling, and it would just style the H1s only, okay? So I'm going to say H1, and I'm going to say color red, and that will change it to red, okay? So that's, I'll put a CSS comment by hitting Command ? Or you can hold Control and type a question mark out on your PC keyboard. That's how you do a CSS comment. And I'm going to say selecting via element selector. Okay. And then I'll show you another way. So a second way that you can select it is by adding an ID to a tag. So I'm going to go to this paragraph HTML element here, and I'm going to add an ID attribute. And I'll give it a name of first P because it's our first paragraph. So I'm going to say first dash P. Now this is another thing about using IDs and stuff to select CSS is there's naming conventions for these. There's rules of how you want to name stuff. And for classes and IDs and other selectors, you always just want to have like all lowercase letters. And if you're separating two different words, you'd want to have a dash in between it or like an underscore. Or I mean, you could just have first P like that, but that looks kind of sloppy. You want to have like an underscore. Just something to separate them. A new naming convention that's like more modern is people are naming stuff with first and then two underscores and then separating it like that. I do the old school way. I just do all lowercase, a dash to separate my words. So first P. And then I'll go up to my CSS here and I'll select that with the hashtag that stands for ID. Hashtag ID, and then our ID name is first P. Okay, so now that's going to select this whole paragraph via its ID. And I'm going to change the color of the text to green. So it's going to make our first paragraph green. There, that worked. Now, one thing you have to know about IDs is you can only use an ID one time, and it can only be on one element. So you don't want to really use IDs for styling so much. It's better to save your IDs, at least how I do it is I save my IDs for programming on the JavaScript side, and then I use what are called classes on my elements because classes, you can have the same class on multiple different elements and it doesn't matter, and there's not as many rules with classes, but with IDs there's that rule. Another thing about IDs is they will always override classes. They're more specific in the eyes of CSS, so they will always override stuff. So that's another reason why you don't want to have a lot of IDs on your page. So just to demonstrate that, I'm going to have a class of, I'll just make this class called my-p. And I'll select the class, and this is another way to select elements using classes. So I'm going to go on our CSS, and instead of a hashtag, you put a dot in front of your class name, and then you put your class name, so my-p, and put my curly braces. And now I'm going to try to change the color of this text to purple. This green text, I want it to be purple. See if that works. Okay, and we saved, and it didn't work because, again, the ID takes precedence over the class. It's more specific, so it's going to override that class even though we have it here and we said purple. If I take this ID away, it should change to purple. Let's see. And it did. Okay? So there you go. Those classes and IDs, and then there's a little thing about IDs is they're really specific. So try not to use IDs for styling. Just stick with classes, in my opinion. It's the best way to do it. So I'm going to actually I'll bring this class down here called my-p, and we'll make this text purple. Oh, there you go. So let's make some more comments here. And we'll say selecting via ID selector. And then we'll say selecting via class selector. Okay. And then just to demonstrate how we can use classes on multiple different elements, I can also add it to my H2 if I wanted to, and it should turn it purple, and it does. Okay, so yeah, classes are probably the best way to go about styling elements in my opinion. And then I leave IDs to select them using JavaScript. So what else do we got here? We can also, so we did selecting with tag, selecting with ID, selecting with class. You can also select elements by using what's called like hierarchy. So to demonstrate that, let's make a section here. I'm going to give my section a class of, we'll just say that this is the info info section of a web page. And we'll put an H2, and we'll say heading. We'll just put heading here, just put placeholder text. Put another paragraph tag with, we'll say 100 words of lorem ipsum, 100 words of paragraph text. And then I'll copy this paragraph here and put another one below it. Okay. And now I'm going to select this section. I'm going to select the H2 that is within this info section, this class. So I do that by going down here, and I'm going to put a dot, and I'm going to copy paste the class name. This is usually what I do when I'm copying my classes over to CSS so I don't have a typo or anything. So we're selecting the info section, and within the info section I just want to style this H2. So after info section I'm going to put the H2 tag, and now that's telling it, hey, get all my H2s within the info section, let's style them. So I'm going to say color, and we'll change this color to, let's say, and we'll save. And as you can see, even though we have another H2 here, it only selected the H2 within the info section class section. So the class that has info section only selected that H2. So that's another way you can select stuff. Let's say that I wanted to style the paragraph. I could do the same thing. I'll just copy this down here. Instead of that H2, I'll have a P here for the paragraphs, and now they're going to go blue. There you go. So again, it didn't affect these other paragraphs because they're not within that info section. Okay, so that's another way you can use hierarchy like that. And some people like to do all their stuff that way. They like to make classes for each little section of their web page, and then just select stuff within that area using the elements, which is fine. Another way that you can select stuff and style it is by using what's called pseudo selectors, and the pseudo selectors are the ones that use the colon. So like right here, like A active, so the colon, that's a pseudo selector. And I'll show you an example of using a pseudo selector we'll make a button. This is like the most practical way you're going to use pseudo selectors most of the time. Let's make a button. We'll use the HTML button element, and we'll say press me. Okay, so there's our button down there. And now we'll style the button. So let's give it some basic styling. I'm just going to select the button with its HTML element tag, and I'll say I want border to be none. I don't want to have a border. I want the background color to be yellow. It's gonna be an ugly button, but you get the point of what I'm doing here. We'll have a yellow and then a green color, so the text will be green, and then I want the padding on my button to be 20, and I'll do 10 pixels up and down, 30 pixels left and right. There we go. And then I want it to have a cursor of pointer. Okay, there's our button. Now I'm going to do something to add a little animation to it, and then we're going to use a pseudo selector to control that. So I'm going to say transition. I'm going to say all, 0.2 seconds, and ease in. Okay. Now I'm going to take this button, and right below it I'm going to use the pseudo selector of hover. Okay. So what does that sound like? It sounds like when you hover over it, something's going to happen, right? So let's see if we can make that happen. I'm going to change the color of the text to orange. And I'm going to change that background color to purple. And it's going to do that little animation because we did a transition. And it's going to take 0.2 seconds to do that. And that's using the hover pseudo selector. So let's check this out. Bam, see how that works? And that's how a lot of buttons are styled in practical websites. You'll hover over a button and the background will change, or it'll change shades or something like that, right? So that's how you do that with pseudo selectors. All right, guys. So those are the most practical ways that you're going to be selecting elements. You're going to be using. Let's make some more comments here. So, guys, let's make some more comments here. So, we'll say we'll copy this, and we'll say selecting via element hierarchy. And then we'll say down here, we'll say selecting via pseudo selector. Okay. And then that's just selecting via element. All right, guys, so those are the most common ways that you're going to be selecting elements and styling them on a page with CSS. Just to recap, we can select stuff using just the element tag, but that'll select every element on the page, so be careful. You can use stuff via an ID selector, but IDs are really specific and you can't have multiple of the same ID on different elements. It will not work. You can use classes, which are great for, you can put a class on any element you want and style it, which is awesome. It's very reusable. You can also select stuff using hierarchy, so you can say that every element with the class of info section, every H2 within there, I want it to be blue, it's just the info section only. And we did the same thing with the paragraph here. Or you can also use things called pseudo selectors to give elements additional styling that are outside the norm. So here we had our button, we put a transition on it to put a little animation, and then we use the pseudo selector of hover to change the color and background color when we hover over it. So that's a pseudo selector. Okay, so thank you so much for watching the video, guys. I hope you learned a lot, and I will see you in the next one.